I've like done BBL research, a whole dissertation on Brazilian butt lifts. So I've gotten to understand what that aesthetic looks like. So when I backtracked to some of the influencers that I was dying following their workouts, I'm like, wait a minute, this whole
BBL.
time you had a BBL.
Yeah.
So I was just like, nah, not for me.
Girl, you wanted to get a BBL?
Yeah, imagine.
it?
Imagine.
Okay. Can we unpack that a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so why?
I wanted a smaller waist and I have hip dips. So I wanted to like feel my hip dips.
Okay.
And fitness content, you know how the Instagram social media algorithm works. If that's what you post, they're going to keep pushing such stuff. So all the bodies I was seeing of women that are working out were perfect. So I felt like maybe my body needs to be perfect according to society standards.
As a content creator who's worked in other countries, how do you feel about the influencer space in Uganda?
That's what I was saying. So people get so consumed, self-consumed, and believing you are an influencer or a digital creator, or when you're actually not. You're just pretty, popular, rich, and travel and go to nice places.
Yeah.
And that's all you do. Aside from that, there's no real craft going into your work. There's no effort. There's no hard work. That's all that it is.
Never have I ever gone through someone's phone.
I have.
Girl, why?
You need to know what's happening in that damn phone.
Did you find what you were looking for?
No. But it was enough for me to be angry. Someone was telling me a story at church, girl, that married his best friend's ex.
They are trash, both of them. I'm sorry. No, you're not trash.
No,
but
sometimes life
you're
just
a bit
happens.
untrustworthy.
It depends on how it happens. It depends on how
Okay, it depends on
happens.
like the period of time between. Because you see, my ex of 2011 is no longer my ex. I feel like after 10 years have passed,
Please.
I am free
Your
of
ex
you.
from 2011 does not exist.
Your ex of 2011 doesn't exist. You actually, after a certain period of time, you reset. Guys, welcome to another exciting episode of It's Never That Serious. I say exciting before we even started because you know the vibes. It's always lit up in here. I'm going to ask you one favor though. We're growing and we're on the road to 10K. I'm going to need you to just go hit the subscribe button, guys. Please, please. We want to continue to bring you the good vibes, but we can't do it if you don't support. So please like and subscribe. So let me wait. Okay, cool. Let's move. We're at Zest in Kololo, so make sure you stop by. And I'm very excited to be introducing my next guest, Bongi. One name, like like Beyonce or Madonna. One name, Bongi is in the building. Welcome to the podcast, Bongi.
Thank you so much, Sabrina.
So, your full name is Sibongile.
Yes, it is.
But Bongi for short.
Yes.
I like Bongi. It's like very, should I say, like I said, like the one name, like the one-liner. It commands respect. It's like Bongi is here. Welcome to the podcast, Bongi.
Thank you so much.
It's such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me. And I must say, I really love what you're doing, sweetie. Keep doing what you're doing. It's growing. And like you said, like, share, and subscribe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, if you're tuning in and you're wondering who Bongi is, she's a lifestyle content creator and she's also a business owner in like the beauty field. We're going to be unpacking all of that. But for now, Bongi, we just want to know who you are. We want to know about you. We want to know what the vibes are from your end. Who is Bongi?
Bongi is fabulous.
Ooh!
No, on a more serious note, like I said before, thank you so much. So my name is Bongi. My full name is Sibongile. I won't say my surname because it's about to change soon. So you can just know me as Bongi. I am a young creator. I'm a marketer professionally and also into digital creations. I am also Zambian, living in Uganda. I'm an extrovert. I love creativity. So Basically, in a nutshell, that's what I am.
Okay, we're going to talk about the last name thing because I definitely want to get into that. But before we go to the direction of your name change. You are a marketer. Is that what you did in school?
No. In school, I studied economics professionally and international trade systems. I graduated from Monash in South Africa. That's where I got my degrees.
Economics?
Yes.
So you're smart. Like, let me tell you, economics was like one of my most loathed subjects in school.
Really?
Yeah, it just seems so complicated.
I grew to love it. I grew to love it. Yeah, I put
so
in
you
the
like
extra
numbers?
effort. I do. I like money, so I like the numbers.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that for you. You mentioned that you are Zambian, living in Uganda. How long have you been living in Uganda?
So I'm about to clock 4 years.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm about to clock 4 years.
So you moved
3.
You moved here during lockdown?
Yes.
Yeah.
I moved during the lockdown.
How was that move? Like, what did that feel like for you? What was your first impression of Uganda?
It was terrible. I was actually very resistant to coming to Uganda. I'll tell you what. So I graduate. I'm in South Africa and I'm doing my internship as an economist, basically working in risk, because I do have a corporate profile to me aside from the digital creation. And I was at a point where I had just finished my internship and trying to get a permanent placement. So during that time, there was a lot of confusion and self-discovery going on. So I said, let me come back home to visit my family for a little bit and then go back to South Africa and keep the corporate chase. So I came here for a bit and the city was dead. The roads were terrible. And coming from South Africa, which is very fast-paced, it was a bit slower for me and systems were different. So I absolutely never saw myself living here. I said, I'm here for a vacation. I actually met one of my friends, Daphne. I met her on Instagram and had lunch during the time we came. And she asked me, how long are you here for? I said, 2 weeks, girl. After that, I'm headed back.
Yeah.
So I went to get my visa to stay here in Uganda. And the person stamped, whoever was giving me my visa to live in Uganda, stamped me for 1 year. And I said, I just need 2 months. What's all this for? He's like, don't worry, you like Uganda. It's sweet. I was like, never in a million years. So I was confused. I said, what does he mean? Could never be. Yeah. 3 years later,
it grew on you.
It grew on me.
So clearly he knew what he was talking about.
He knew what he was talking about.
What made that happen? Like, what flipped for you? Because you were so resistant to it. Yeah. What made you change your mind and be like, you know what? Yeah, actually, I could live here.
So the biggest thing, first of all, I rededicated my life back to Christ in Uganda. The people were warm. And I just got to see another side of life. I think the things that were driving me and motivating me in South Africa were not the same things that were driving and motivating me in Uganda. I felt more homely. I felt more African. I felt more welcome. I felt more authentic. I felt like after some point in university, I was not as authentic. Let's just say that. Yeah. Not as authentically driven. But in Uganda, it's like no one here cares if you're wearing a Gucci bag or etc. So I just felt that warmth and that love. And yeah, the prayer part, I would go to the gym, and before a gym class, like the instructors are like, let's pray. So I really liked that. Yeah. And just everyone's very family oriented. People are more grounded here. So it was easy to fall in love with Uganda.
Speaking of falling in love, we see a rock on your finger. But show us. All right. Okay. We see you.
Rock
is your fiance Ugandan?
Very much Ugandan.
Would you say that was a little bit of influence as to why you chose to stay? Yeah.
No, not exactly. It was not my plan. Like I tell you, I was tunnel vision. I came here for a vacation and I was leaving after that.
Yeah.
This was not the plan. This happened along the way. But I was also resistant to dating Ugandan men. I said, never in a million years, that could not be me.
Why?
But I found my Prince Charming in Uganda, in Kabale.
I'm so curious. Okay. Let's first slow down.
Yeah.
Why did you say hell no to Ugandan men? Had you heard stories about it? Had you seen something like?
I had experienced
Is
some,
it?
yes,
Ugandans elsewhere or like Ugandans here?
within Uganda, and
Okay.
not in the dating sphere, just as friends. And I saw like chivalry is dead, not exactly romantic. I'm a hopeless romantic, so I saw that gap. The communication, the treatment, the way they would treat me as a friend, that just spoke volumes as to what it would be like in a romantic relationship. So I just thought it could never. And also, I experienced a lot of very traditional Ugandan male friends.
Yeah.
So I said, I guess I'll save that for later.
It's okay, cool. So you eventually met your fiance. Is it okay for you to share? Because I only want you to share what you're comfortable sharing.
Definitely.
Okay, cool. So, how did you meet, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm saving that story for the
Okay.
wedding to
Okay,
build up
all right.
excitement.
Okay,
But
cool.
let's just say
So us guys will find it where?
at the wedding.
Will we all be at your wedding?
When you come to the wedding, I don't know about Bill, but when you come to
Okay, I just love that. I love that you found love in Uganda. Like, just first of all, that gives us hope as the natives of the nation, that like there are good men out there. Me, I'm always preaching. Like, they in every scenario there will always be the positive and the negative.
That's
so
true.
as long as you think that there are men who ain't shit, for lack of a better way to put it, they
That's
are
all you're going
definitely
to see and experience.
and they're men, they're good men out there, kind, generous, romantic, everything that you want.
Loving.
Exactly, it's also out there. And Bongi found how one of those. All right. So Bongi, we've gotten a crash course on who you are. What's something that people often misunderstand about you? You feel like, in your opinion?
I feel like that I'm a regular person. Because of social media these days, there's this perception that, your life is perfect every day. And I am a regular person. I'm a regular girl like anyone else. I have bad days. I have highs. I have lows. I get broke. I get some money sometimes. Yeah. So I just feel like the misconception because of social media, people tend to think that you have this unrealistic representation of life. Yeah.
Do you feel like that's because of the job that you do in terms of content creation? Because content creation is also something that you do.
Yes.
Influencing and content creation. Do you feel like sometimes as content creators, we put up this facade like life is good, we're balling, we're living it up. But in reality, like you even, could barely get to the location because you didn't have money and stuff like that. Do you think that sometimes because of the way you put yourself out there, that's why people perceive you that way?
Both. I would say both. Also in my professional career, I think because you're going to work, people assume you always have money, which is not true.
Yeah.
I am at the start of my career, so it's not that glamorous.
Yeah.
As well as content creation, I could post a throwback of me in Cape Town. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm there now. I just really feel nice and I'm enjoying the throwback and I'm posting it. So when you tell friends or people that you're broke, it's hard to believe because of this image that we have on social media. Yeah.
I want us to talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah.
I've noticed certain friends in the space, and I'm not calling any specific person out, I'm just like, it happens, and I'm curious to see what other people think about it. Where, like, say you said like you went to SA, or the last time you traveled, wherever you went to, and then I've noticed some people don't post anything else other than those ones. So like they'll take a bunch of photos on their trip, and then when they come back, they're only posting. So even 2-3 months later, it seems like they're still there.
Exactly.
And I'm just like, I don't understand why people do that.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm overthinking it and maybe I should mind my business? Or like are people the ones overthinking it and wanting to put up this impression like I'm always on the move, I have a jet set life and stuff like that?
So it depends on what drives you and what your motivation behind your content is about, what you want to sell through your content. So, I mean, if you're selling a fake lifestyle and you're selling luxury, then, I mean, it's okay. I think it makes sense why you would go to those lengths.
Yeah.
But I really like even the other creators that I follow, I like to experience the realistic side of life, both the glam and the lows. Although no one can definitely put it out there, myself included, But sometimes I'm just home. Sometimes I'm just cooking. Sometimes I have nothing going on for myself. So I just feel like that's a lot of pressure for the people that choose that avenue of content, but all the best for them. And if they think it makes sense for them and they're getting paid from it, well and good. But me personally, I'm not going to those lengths. Yeah.
Because also, like like you said, for me, I've noticed like the creators that I really gravitate towards are the people who have highs and also like a normal day. Like you wake up and it's a slow day. Maybe you go to the gym, maybe you go to the supermarket, maybe you pass by the pharmacy. This is what you got from the pharmacy. Like not every day you're like on a plane or something. Like, because realistically speaking, there are people who do live that life, but it's not necessarily relatable to many. You are a beauty entrepreneur as well.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Tell us about what line of business you're in the beauty space.
So in the beauty space, I became a makeup artist when I was 16 years old. Yes, I started doing makeup.
I just have to say, I was going to be like, girl, what foundation?
Oh, thank you so much, darling. So yeah, I first started makeup on my mom. Shout out to my mom. I think all the women in my life were an inspiration behind it. As far back as I can remember, my mom and my grandma have done a full-face beat, worn a wig, and a cute outfit to date.
Okay.
So a big shout out to them. So at 16 years old, I started practicing on my mom's face, and then she would give me tips for it. So I created a page on Instagram, I think a year later, called Glam Girl. And I started, at the time I was living in Botswana, so I started doing makeup on my friends, on my mom's friends and my aunties. And before you know it, I would get people that will find me on Facebook at the time and pay. And then I took it to university. And when I grew it in university, I partnered with my friend and we were able to, get gigs like beauty pageants. I was doing makeup for most of my peers in university. And when people have birthdays, they knew who to call. I commercialized it. I enjoyed it. I had so much fun with it. And I'm so grateful to my mom for her supporting me, because I feel like at a young age, makeup wasn't perceived the way it's perceived now. I feel like a few years back, there was so many opinions about me being too young to do it, about what it makes me look like. And, as African tradition, they perceive girls who wear makeup as bad-mannered or naughty and whatever. But my mom saw the innocence behind it and the passion, the craft and the creativity. So she definitely supported me. I hosted my first makeup masterclass in Botswana and my mom was my biggest cheerleader. She invited all her friends. We had a little dress code. I sold tickets and they bought and came. And my second makeup masterclass was at my house in uni in South Africa. And same thing, my friends came, supported. There was so many accomplishments that I can't even begin to mention. After a few years, I think when I came to Uganda, I tried to do it, but like I said again, East-South, it was very different to penetrate this market. I think here Snapchat worked more, in South Africa Instagram worked more, so all those differences became a bit hard. So I worked at a studio in Bugolobi at the time. It was called Elysian Studio. I did makeup there and I moved to another salon also. Can you imagine? I worked in a salon. Another salon, it's Don's. It's called Don's Beauty Spa here in Kololo. I did makeup there and I met some amazing clients, but I realized there was like a creativity block and I felt to get more clients after that. I wanted the money, the repetitive money you have your returning clients. So I went back to South Africa and did a beauty refresher course with Bees Glam Studios, one of the makeup artists I've looked up to for the longest time. And I did a 3-day makeup training or makeup course, which was absolutely amazing. There was so much I didn't know. So that was exciting. And I came back to Uganda, and just at the time when I wanted to now bring it back into full force, I got a corporate job. So it became complicated to do it because I had a 9 to 5, 5 to 9. So it became complicated. So I started to do it over weekends and stuck to my returning clients. Now I reinvested into my sister's business. I started doing hair and then passed on the mantle to her. So she's now into the hair business and we are marketing that, growing that, and she does my hair most of the time. And it's really growing. It's amazing. On the makeup
I want you
side,
to mention the names of the businesses so that if some people out there and they want to support you, they know where to find you.
definitely, girl.
Yeah.
So on the makeup side now, my new angle is I want to be a beauty educator,
Okay.
mostly makeup training. So that's what I've started doing with some young business women that want to start a business, grow, teach my friends, my aunties, because you need to know how to make yourself look beautiful, and you don't always have to part ways with 200k before you can look beautiful. So I'm getting back into the master classes. It's Faced. I rebranded from Glam Girl to 23 at the time to now Faced.
Faced.
And my sister's business is called Laced.
Laced and
Yeah.
faced. All right.
So Laced does the hair,
Okay.
Faced does the face.
Good.
And yeah, looking
Okay.
forward to your support. So you
Yeah.
should definitely support. I tag it all the time on Instagram. It's my Instagram bio, and that's where I'm at when it comes
Okay.
to the beauty business.
Okay, I love the story, and I like that you've given us like the whole breakdown. I agree with what you're saying. Like, okay, me in this day and age, I feel like, especially with my line of work, I had to learn how to do a little something. Like
yeah.
I can't now be looking for a makeup artist every time I have something to do, which is often.
Yeah.
But then, like, the hair thing has defeated me. Like, I have a friend called Samantha. She's been on the show as well, so she's kind of like the one who helps me out with the hair and what. So yeah, like Laced, and we'll explore all those guys. Remember
Please
where
do.
you need to get your hookup, Laced and Faced. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, as a beauty entrepreneur, we're gonna do like both the negative and the positive. As a beauty entrepreneur, what is a beauty trend you absolutely wish would go away?
Long eyelashes.
Oh,
I feel like so makeup is meant to
I say, are my
enhance-
lashes long?
They're fine.
I don't like your tone.
medium-length.
You know, someone is lying when they use that car. They're
When you
fine.
change the voice. No, seriously, they're
Yeah.
long. I mean, they're not long, sorry. They are actually perfect for your eye. What I think is that makeup is meant to enhance natural beauty.
Yeah.
So once it's a different thing, it looks tacky. And the lashes I mean is those long drag queen lashes. I
Yeah.
think that's a trend we should let go
Yeah.
of. They do not look.
I saw a girl on TikTok. She had like full lash, whatever, and they were thick. And then she also had on her bottom
They
lash.
would think. Exactly.
Like on your bottom lashes now?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I
That's
was
too
like,
much.
yeah,
That's too
it
much.
is too much. So I was just like, yeah, I get you on that. Okay, then what's a beauty secret that you wish every woman knew?
A beauty secret.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as being overdressed.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like as a woman, just show up as your best self every single day for no reason, to go get tea, to go to the gas station, to go to the pharmacy. There's no such thing as being overdressed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. I like that, and that's kind of like the code I started to live by later on. You know, in Uganda, when you dress up or like when you're overly smart, you go to places and people really will like make you feel bad about it. They'll be like, some dress, some makeup, some lashes. I'm like, yeah, man, yeah, that's how I do. And now me, I used to kind of like feel uncomfortable by it, but now I'm like, yeah. Yeah, that's how I
You're a
do. Like
woman.
this is me. This is
Exactly.
me on a random Tuesday. This is how I do.
This is you. Yeah, and I love it for you.
Who is somebody that you look up to?
My mother.
Oh, I knew. Actually, after you just spoken very highly of her, I was like, I know she's gonna say her mother.
Yeah.
But okay, let's talk about that. Why is she somebody?
For many reasons. I feel like she's worn the hat of a mother so gracefully. She's my mother. She's my friend. Everything I am now is literally what I saw my mom doing grow up. My mom was a baddie. She would wake up early, 5 a.m., bath us, feed us, go to the office. She gymmed except I gym in the morning. She gymmed at lunchtime. So she would jump into the gym, get out of the gym at 1 p.m., wear her outfit, make sure her hair is done. She stayed cute all the time. She was a present mom. She came to all my shows. She did homework. I saw her and my dad hang out quite a bit. I'm like, her 24 hours were
was
literally so different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, she's just the epitome of grace, of love. So there's so much to look up to. If I'm half, even a quarter of the woman she is, I would deem
Aw.
myself successful.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
And I met your mom with you in the
the
gym.
gym.
Are you guys that close? Like you do a lot of stuff together?
We do everything together.
Oh, that's so nice. You know, like that's such a blessing to have like a
is.
mom that you can do stuff with. Do you talk to her about stuff as well?
Everything.
Everything?
Boy talk, girl talk.
Has it always been
everything.
that way?
So we've had stages. Of course, when I was younger, she was annoying because she was always nagging me to do the right thing. And I was a stubborn little teenager. And when I grew up, I actually now started to see her for who she was. I started to see her as a human being, as a woman, as a person, and understood that everything she did, she just wanted the best for me. Yeah.
That's so sweet. I love that for you. And
Thank you so
anybody
much.
who
I'm
has like
so
a mom who
blessed.
they're close to, you just have to know it's a blessing. Mom, siblings, like when you have like that family unit,
Yeah.
many people don't realize how big of a blessing it is, but it really is a blessing. Let's talk about
is.
fashion.
Yeah.
If you could swap wardrobes with a celebrity, any celebrity, who would it be?
I'm thinking wardrobes. Michelle Obama.
Is it?
Oh my gosh, have you seen her style?
I have.
Especially her stylist in the last, let's say, 5 years.
Okay.
I love the boss suits. I love when she dresses down and takes it to some jeans. It's always so put together. If I had the money, that's the
Is
style.
it?
Yeah.
I'm shocked because Michelle Obama seems so formal. Are you like formal? You seem more like casual, like glam casual type thing.
She actually is glam too.
Have I seen
You need to
Michelle
see her,
Glam?
like-
You know, she has a podcast that I watch once in a while, and she's very like structured
Formal.
blazer, like structured pantsuit.
So
and
maybe she presents as that because she feels the need to. I mean, former POTUS's wife.
True.
But I mean, off stage, off all of that, have you seen her in some jeans and a nice crop jacket? Yeah, I mean that kind of fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you.
If I would pick another one, it would be another. This is like a style influencer or creator called Peak Mill on Instagram. Very high fashion. I wish I was able to throw on 7 different colors and make it look good. Yeah.
I think you can. Do you know what I think the hack is, Bongi?
Uh-huh.
I think you just have to have audacity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I see Rihanna and the things she wears, I'm like,
Yeah.
Rihanna just knows she's Rihanna.
Rihanna,
So you also
yeah.
have to be the Lulu.
And she get
Say
a
I'm like
jacket and
Bongi,
tie it at the back.
and then she'll move, and then it will be a whole thing. Like I wanna Rihanna. I don't know why. I'm like,
Yeah.
guys, it's. And you know you wear the same exact thing and you won't pull it off.
And you-
It's because of
exactly.
the attitude that you have to wear.
You have
It's
to
the
wear it with
attitude that has to
audacity.
wear it,
Yeah.
not just you. So
Literally.
let's talk about working out. You talk about the gym and how you go. I've met you there. We work out together before. Are you into fitness? Are you big on fitness?
Fitness is my lifestyle. It's
Is
part of my life
it?
forever. Yeah.
I love that because same.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. What made you get into fitness?
Again, it's a family thing. My grandmother has worked out all my life till date. She works out every single
How
day.
old is your grandmother?
Almost 80.
Is it?
Yeah.
And she still works out.
She still works out every single day. So that's also, again, something I've grown up seeing. The people around me, my mom, my father. To date, like you said, I work out with my mom in the gym, sometimes with my dad, my siblings. So it's always a lifestyle. And I've seen it work out for some of like my grandmother and the like. And I've seen what it's done for her, you know. Some lifestyle diseases are avoidable if you live a healthy lifestyle. But before, I'll take it back to like 2018, I kind of fell off the grid. I haven't always been so consistent, but I've always been an active person. High school, I was into sports. I've always been an active person. I fell off for a bit in university and gained so much weight. And then I made it a point to lose that weight. So I lost almost 20 kgs in about
Wow.
2019 to 2020. Yeah, so that's when I shifted towards fitness content and got into that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you mentioned to me, this was off air, that you had a fitness channel and you had like brand deals and all that sort of thing. One, why did you decide to close that channel? Is it something that you eventually hope to get back into at some point, seeing as it is already your lifestyle anyway?
Yeah. So you know what? You never know. You never say never. Why did I get into it? I had a cute body, flat tummy. I got the attention I wanted from the gym in terms of like the brands that wanted to work with me. I met amazing photographers, creators, videographers. I did a lot of collaboration. So I said, why not? And I got into it. I got a lot of cute gym outfits. So it was so much fun to me. I did a lot of it in COVID lockdown. There was nothing else to do during that time apart from working out. But I don't know, I felt a way about always putting my body out there when I'm stretching and all of that. So yeah, it was fun whilst it lasted. The deals worked in South Africa and I came to Uganda and it wasn't the same thing here. So I switched back. One thing about me, I will rebrand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a woman, I have to say this, as a woman, as a human being in general, but as a woman, you always have to be evolving. Like you like 21-year-old you and 35-year-old you cannot be the same person.
Exactly. And that's what I was saying. Like when I was 21, the things I wanted, the things I was motivated by is not where I'm at now.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get the best angle so that my body can look extremely good, so that I can get a brand deal. I feel a way about that because that's how I feel fitness influencers get the traction they need. You have to look good. You basically almost have to core and attract.
Yeah.
And
you know what we spoke about earlier about like authenticity?
Exactly.
One of my favorite fitness influencers is this chick called the Key to Fitness. Key is Q-I.
Okay.
You've seen her?
No.
So she's plus size. Like she's tall and big and I wouldn't like, you can see she's fit. She works out. She's been a fitness content creator for like 5 years. But her body does not fit that aesthetic gym body body. And I was like, that people also need to see that. People also need to see that this is like the reality of going to the gym. I've been going to the gym for 3 years. I'm not skinny by any measure of it. You get what I mean? Like the reality of working out is there's so many other benefits that even transcend the physical.
Yeah,
like your mental health and
spiritual.
Exactly. Spiritual. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like the fact that you mentioned that you didn't like having to put yourself out there in a specific type of way, but I feel like there's still room for you to put yourself out there how
I feel.
are comfortable in right now, but still, like still
I understand. The fitness lifestyle has a lot of BBL PR, the Brazilian backlift and that perfect body, small waisted, and I was like, this is unattainable. I can't do this because I became insecure. Actually, that was another problem because I was like, maybe if my waist was smaller, my hip dips were fuller, my butt was rounder, it became a bit toxic.
And like. Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. I have no notes. No
BBL body and that's what's selling.
Yeah.
Even I was so heartbroken. Even some of the influencers that I would follow, now that I'm very acquainted, because I got so deep. I wanted a BBL so bad. I researched on it so bad. I reached out to doctors. I spoke to them. I've done BBL research, a whole dissertation on Brazilian butt lifts. So I've gotten to understand what that aesthetic looks like. So when I backtracked to some of the influencers that I was dying following their workouts, I'm like, wait a minute, this whole BBL. Time you had a BBL.
Yeah.
So I was just like, nah, not for me.
Girl, you wanted to get a BBL?
Yeah, imagine.
Is it?
Imagine.
Okay, can we unpack that a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so why?
I wanted a smaller waist and I have hip dips. So I wanted to feel my hip dips.
Okay.
And fitness content, you know how the Instagram social media algorithm works. If that's what you post, they're going to keep pushing such stuff. So all the bodies I was seeing of women that are working out were perfect. So I felt like maybe my body needs to be perfect according to society standards. Yeah. And almost everyone had a smaller waist, perky bum, abs and all of that. And I mean, the way my frame is set up, I'm not so perky and waisty, and I'm beautiful and I have a beautiful body. I'm grateful for that, but it's not according to society. That's according to me.
Yeah.
So when that's all I was seeing and feeding my mind, I corrupted my mind and started to feel like maybe that's something I also have to achieve.
Let me tell you the most heartbreaking thing about what you just said. You are beautiful exactly how you are, but what I was going to say is heartbreaking is societal beauty standards of women are constantly changing. And now what I'm realizing is you can alter your body that's perfect as it is to what society is saying is good at the time.
Exactly.
And then society changes and says, you know what? We no longer like BBLs. Now we want the natural girlies. And you're stuck there with your BBL that you really did not even have to get. But like, honestly speaking, have you seen now that there's a trend of un-BBLing?
Yes.
Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened?
Yeah.
2021, it was like the bigger, perkier butt.
Mm-hmm.
And now everyone's trying to be skinny again.
Yeah.
Look at the Kardashians.
Exactly.
They're all skinny after they made people.
They made people get BBLs. People almost lost their lives.
Some have died.
Some have died from BBLs.
And now they're skinny.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
But you like, were you not were you not scared, or you didn't, like, you hadn't thought that far? Because you know people do die.
I know.
Yeah.
And they don't publicize those enough.
Yeah.
They do. I was not scared. So I thought, they'll just do some small touches. But a BBL is a BBL. There's nothing like small touches. They're going to open you up, put a tube up.
And I think you can't sit for like a couple of...
Exactly.
I know people who have done BBLs. I've seen them. And the sad thing that I don't know if they tell you or they don't tell you, but if you do gain the weight...
It looks worse.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You've seen Black China? You saw how when she had the... Yeah,
Exactly.
it looks a hot
worse.
mess. What talked you out of getting the BBL?
Prayer and
Okay.
self-actualization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. You're beautiful just the way you are.
Thank you.
God doesn't make mistakes. Like,
I know.
don't, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Don't alter.
But all the best to the people who do them. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not against people who make a few alterations on their body to feel better about themselves. But just make sure the reason why you're doing it is not because of society.
Yeah.
Because
That's it.
Trends
That's what I'm
keep
saying.
changing.
The unfortunate thing is trends, and like your body should not be a trend though.
Exactly.
Like, I'm also not against surgery. I'm not
Yeah.
against surgery. I'm not against BBLs. I'm just like, don't do exactly what you're saying. Don't do it because it's the in thing.
the in thing.
Because it won't be the in thing forever. When we were growing up, when we were kids, bustier women, like
Exactly.
that was the thing. Like Pamela Anderson, everyone was talking about Pamela Anderson. Now it's kind of like girls I'm seeing getting boob reductions and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? If it's hurting your back, because some people have complications, then power to you. But if you're doing it just for the aesthetic, girl,
Then,
no. So let's talk about playlists. Do you like music?
Yes, I love
Who is on your
music.
workout playlist? Like
So-
the 2 or 3 artists.
Yo Maps from Zambia.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Davido. I like Afrobeats.
Mm-hmm.
And some EDM and Amapiano. Yeah.
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 You know, you're the only other person I've ever met who pronounces it Davido.
Really?
Everyone says Davido.
Really?
And I'm one of those people who I also said Davido,
uh-huh.
but like I've never had anyone else
Say
say it. So
Davido.
me, I always thought I was wrong, but I was like, I think you guys are gaslighting me because I think he's David, and then he added an O. Yeah. So
exactly.
anyway, so Davido
Yeah.
is on your workout playlist. If you could listen to one artist for the next 5 years, just one, who would it pick? Who would you pick?
I'm going to have to pick like Moses Bliss, only because I would rather listen to, if I had one choice,
Yeah.
let me make it gospel. Let me make it something that fills me
That
up.
nourishes your soul.
nourishes my soul.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie. But okay.
Nigerian.
No, it's
gospel
okay.
artist.
I'm sure people who know who he is. It's just
Yeah.
like me, I'm out of the loop because I'm so locked in with my hip hop music
Yeah.
that sometimes I don't really know what's going on elsewhere. Okay, you've mentioned that you've not mentioned it, but like in what you've said, I've noticed that you've kind of moved around, lived in different places in the world. If you could live somewhere else, in another country, for a year, where would you pick?
That's interesting. I think I would pick Italy. Yeah.
Why Italy?
It looks pretty. That's alone.
Like, never mind what else is going on there.
What else is going there?
It looks
pretty. I could live there for a year.
Okay.
But also, let me say, Switzerland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard good things about Switzerland. I can't
That's
lie.
where the money resides.
Apparently, yeah, all the offshore accounts, all the
offshore
all
accounts.
those accounts.
I want to be where the offshore accounts are.
What is your hottest take? An opinion that has the potential to get you cancelled. I don't want you to get cancelled, but I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
yeah.
So not everyone is popular is actually an influencer. Especially in Uganda.
Okay.
You can be popular, but you're not a creator or an influencer. Okay. You just have the numbers and the clout.
Yeah. Do you want to unpack that, or should we just like...
We can unpack
Okay, let's go. Let's go. I love it. Okay. Yeah. Why do you say that?
So my experience with brands here personally is like, I've seen who they've opted like gigs. And yes, I'm not speaking because I'm hurt, but I'm speaking behind the brands, because in South Africa, even without a bigger following, some brands gave me a chance, basically because they believed in the content that I was making and it aligned with what the campaigns they were trying to push and the target audience. But here I've seen people opt for other popular people for the numbers, which doesn't make sense. It's not a numbers game. It's about the craft. So now people are getting mixed up in all of that and believing they have some sort of influence when you actually don't.
Well, yeah, I mean, some shots are fired, but I 1000% agree with you. Exactly. A few months ago, I tweeted, I was like, I hope brands one day realize that loyal community over followers. So you can have like 1 million followers, but do those people believe in what you're selling? Do they believe in what you're saying? A lot of Instagram baddies get numbers because of what they're posting, thirst traps and whatever, but no one is gonna buy anything from them. I'm like, no offense, right? Like,
and all also you have is still pictures of yourself,
and not even to say that no one's gonna buy something from them. They might buy things from them, but you have to position yourself wisely. For example, there's certain people, like a baddie is not gonna sell me chicken, or a baddie is not going to sell me cleaning supplies.
Exactly.
A baddie will sell me a night out. A baddie will sell me an alcoholic beverage. But a baddie is not going to make me want to buy something that is like functional day to day. And people don't really understand that. Yeah. So I feel like I get what you're saying. And also, like, as a content creator who's worked in other countries, how do you feel about the influencer space in Uganda?
That's what I was saying. So people get so self-consumed and believing you are an influencer or a digital creator, or when you're actually not. You're just pretty, popular, rich, and travel and go to nice places. Yeah. And that's all you do. Aside from that, there's no real craft going into your work. There's no effort. There's no hard work. That's all that it is. And the brands are catching up. I don't want to cancel them yet, because I feel like Uganda is a growing economy. And that's what I'm saying. A few years back, I said I didn't think I could live here. And now I'm absolutely living here. So that just speaks into the potential of a specific brand. Now it's still immature, but it's growing. So they haven't yet gotten to a point where they understand the numbers game, craft, campaigns, etc. Everyone's just trying to sell, but going about it in completely different ways. So it's growing, and I hope it matures over time. Yeah. And also it's good to see everyone trying to get behind the camera. However, stay in school, kids. Not everyone can be an influencer. Stay in school. Real jobs still exist.
Damn, but and also like
go out and hustle.
There's the security of a real job versus like when you're working gig to gig. It seems like great and everything, but when you have like a job that actually pays you, and a lot of these content creators, what they're not telling you is they have a 9 to 5. A lot of them,
like me,
they have a 9 to 5, but then they're also creating content on the side. So you're thinking this person's just living this life and somehow they're funding it somehow.
Yeah.
You don't know, they have like a proper day job.
No, get a real job.
Yeah.
We're not yet there. Uganda's not yet there.
Not yet there.
I mean, I'm yet to see someone who's 100% living on influencing and making it, no support from any external parties.
Yeah.
100% you and influencing.
Yeah.
I'm yet to meet that. But aside that, have a side hustle, work, go to school,
What's the first thing you do when you wake up?
pray.
Okay.
I break the day, girl. I love the Lord.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. What time do you usually get up? Do you have like a specific time, or it depends?
It varies.
Yeah.
There's my good months of the 5 a.m.s and then there's the 8.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
a 7, and I stand beside my. Listen, in the last episode that I did, one of the last episodes I did, I mentioned that I wake up early, and I said 7, and people in the comments on me like, "It's 7 a.m. early. Is it late?
Is it really late?
Is 7 a.m. late?" I feel like 5, 6, 7 is in the category of early.
It is. It depends. That's what you can't compare.
Yeah.
It depends on what you get up to in the morning. So that's what I'm saying. I have my 5 a.m. days and I have my 7.
I used to be a 5 a.m. person, but you know why I stopped? There was just so much day left at the end of it. Like, I would wake up at 5, and by 9:30 I've done everything. And I'm like, now what am I going to do for the rest of the day?
Yeah.
I said, I'd rather spend that time sleeping. So I wake up at 7 a.m.
I feel
now.
like I want to go back to my 5 and
Yeah.
get more done. Yeah.
No, like also there's tomorrow, and then there's
And
also
there's the other day.
like, okay, so what's something you cannot leave your house without?
My phone.
Okay, aside from your phone, everybody
Money, because in Uganda,
everything costs.
everything to breathe, you need money. Banange.
Yeah.
You need money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You live at home?
So yeah, now I'm still living with my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you move out, you go through this shock about how much certain things cost. I wanted to ask you.
Experienced that.
I wanted to ask you
Still know
because
that.
when I moved out, like, you know, these things that have just always been in your house from birth, and you've never had to buy them. The day you have to buy them, you're like, that's how much that thing costs.
Do you know how much washing powder costs?
First of all, why does it cost that much anyway?
It's
I used to
crazy.
think-
And you know what happens?
Yeah.
So regardless of being home, my family does travel, so I find myself being home alone quite often, and I have to get stuff by myself. And I'm like, okay, I actually don't need washing powder. My clothes can wait another week. I'll find outfits. What?
Why does it cost that much?
It's so expensive. Do you know, I found out mayonnaise, the price of mayonnaise, because I was making a salad, and I was like, you know what? I'll fry the cabbage.
No.
Yeah.
No, let me tell you. Is it American Garden?
Thank you.
Bro, why
It's
does it cost?
36K.
I saw like this kind of little
And
tiny
it's like
bottle.
this.
It's like
No, it's 36,500 in Capital Shoppers.
You know what?
Yeah.
I just like, but you have to get it because it's the best brand.
It's the best brand.
If you try another one, you will instantly regret it.
I opted to fry that cabbage, girl.
That's something you never let run out in your house while we're on the subject.
Toilet paper.
Facts.
Yo.
Yeah. No.
Yo.
You know what? I've said this before. I think that is the only correct answer.
That's the only essential.
Why
That's
would
not
there not
be
have you
toilet
lived a
paper.
life? Let me tell you. If you've lived a life with no toilet paper in your house, is
I
when you
experienced that.
appreciate.
I lived alone in South Africa, and I learned that never run out of toilet paper. Let's just say
Do
that.
we want to know?
Let's not unpack.
Okay.
I just never run out of toilet paper.
Bongi,
Yeah.
you're in a relationship, about to get married.
Yeah.
What is the worst relationship advice you ever got?
The worst relationship advice I ever got. Oh, to keep your options open.
Is that bad?
When you're in the relationship, darling,
Ah.
it's either you're in or you're out.
Yeah.
Why are you keeping options open when you have already started to engage in a committed relationship? Yeah, and also just this whole idea of do your own thing. I don't like this independent woman PR because it can it can mess you up.
Yeah.
like do your own thing, go after you. I feel like human beings were by nature were built to be companions. So don't strive to be isolated and an individual. Always envision your life as being a companion, whether to a friend, whether to we're meant to do life with people. So this individualistic PR that's going on, I don't like. So that thing of do your own thing, don't let anyone tell you. No, if you are in a relationship with someone, they need to be involved in your day-to-day activities.
Yeah.
They need to have a say in what you do. That's
Yeah.
just what I think. So I think it was the worst. When I shifted my mindset from that, it was easier to give love and to respect my partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna just I'm gonna do some PR for our keep your options open
Okay.
people. So what happens is women are very like loving, and usually what happens is when we get somebody that we like, we just like attach. Meanwhile, our male companion is doing his thing on his end. So the reason why they encourage women nowadays to keep their options open is just like to level out the playing field, in the sense that you're not necessarily sleeping around. You're not necessarily like entertaining everyone who gives you attention, but if this person has showed you that they're not yet ready to commit to you, they have not yet locked it in, you are open.
But remember, you said relationship advice. So by the time you're giving me relationship advice, I'm already committed. I'm speaking about you're already locked in.
True. Okay.
We're not speaking about dating. We're not speaking about we're not speaking about situationships.
True.
We're speaking about locked in.
Facts. Okay.
Why are you telling someone who's already locked in a relationship
to keep their options open?
open?
Okay, let me give you a scenario. Yeah, so like there's people who've been in 10-year relationships, no engagement ring, no sign of commitment. Like, you get what I'm saying? So those are the people.
Of all, do not allow yourself to be in a relationship for 10 years, sweetie. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Allow yourself to be in a relationship.
Okay, so let's talk about the
years.
best advice you've gotten.
The best advice I've gotten is obviously prayer. Prayer changes everything. And being open-minded and respectful. That was the best relationship advice. Basically about doing the inner work of yourself, because the expectations are mostly on your partner, but you also have some work to do because you're equally a contributor into the relationship.
Yeah.
So the advice that speaks to my own personal growth has helped me as a person, has helped me become a better friend, a better colleague, a better gym buddy, and also a better partner. So yeah, working on yourself helps as well. So that was the best.
It actually starts and ends with you. You have to you have to do that self improvement, inner work, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about wedding planning, because I'm about to let you go.
Okay.
But I want to know, like, let's talk about it. What has it been like planning a wedding? Is it everything you imagined? First of all, are you one of those girls who always had like a plan for what you wanted your wedding to be like? Okay, let's go.
But that's not the plan I followed. It's been a roller coaster, honestly.
Yeah.
Highs and lows. But I just thank God. Yeah, it's been interesting. Of course, that's what I'm saying. I had dreams of a destination wedding in Italy and whatever. I had to come back down to earth. Yeah.
Don't worry, you're going to live there for a year. It's you'll go after the wedding.
Exactly.
Okay, so what has, like, let's talk about, talked about highs and lows. What has been the high?
The high has been the support. Oh, it's so overwhelming. Friends, family, everyone who just showed up and in whatever capacity to just say, please give me something to do.
Yeah.
That has been the biggest high. Also seeing my partner transition into husband mode. Yeah, or into fiancé mode. It's been the biggest high. He's literally thinking like that, operating like that. So that's been the biggest high.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are some of the lows?
Service providers and trying to scam you. I DM'd on service provider and they're telling me millions. I don't want to call them out. For a dress.
Yeah.
A wedding dress. And then someone went to the same service provider and they charged them 5 million. And I'm getting a quote for over 20 million for a wedding dress.
Yeah.
So it's really unfair. Yeah.
What has wedding planning taught you about yourself?
About myself.
Yeah.
It has shown me that I have a tribe. I have a
Okay.
loyal tribe. It has taught me to figure out a way to manage my emotions. Because, you really need to learn how to manage it. I have come up with different techniques to be able to be the calm in the storm.
Yeah.
It has taught me to pray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that for you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what. I've had like wedding planning horror stories, but I think what I've noticed helps is to realize that as long as you know you're getting married to the love of your life,
Exactly.
everything is
else
background
is
noise.
Background noise.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So
Yeah.
that's the best advice I can give you as an unmarried woman. Like maybe maybe it's not that serious.
Maybe it's not.
Maybe it's not.
Maybe
Maybe
it's
it
not
is.
that serious.
But maybe it's not because like
No.
you'll be on the high table on your wedding day and you're nitpicking like please just relax, enjoy your wedding.
The truth is about weddings, it's a day,
Yeah.
a few hours,
Yeah.
beautiful celebration, and then I go back to home with my husband.
To your husband.
I'm looking forward to being my husband's wife.
There we go. Then you've got it right.
Yeah.
Okay, Bongi, you know what? I've just noticed that me and you can yap. Yeah, like we could yap. We could yap all day if we could. I think I'll have to do a part 2 and invite you back so we can yap properly.
Yeah.
But for now I have to let you go. But can't let you go without a game.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you 3 statements. One of them will be a lie and the rest will be true. And then you'll do the same.
Okay.
So I think you start because I don't have the truth and a lie. Do you have any?
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
I lived in Swaziland. I went to high school in Zambia. And I'm marrying a Muchiga.
You lived in Swaziland. You went to high school in Zambia. And you're marrying. For sure, you're marrying a Muchiga. So we know that one.
Sure.
You just said it, girl. You've forgotten. you just said it. So for sure, you're marrying a Muchiga. So we know that one. Did you live in Swaziland? Did you go to high school in Botswana? You said you lived in Botswana, so those are the truths. You've never lived in.
I said I went to high school in Zambia, not Botswana.
Oh, in Zambia. Still, I go with that one. You went to high school in Zambia.
You lost.
I said.
Ding, ding.
Okay, where did you go to high school?
I actually went to high school in Zambia. I left Zambia immediately after high school.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I've met the president. I've ridden a bike before. I was born in Nairobi.
You were not born in Nairobi.
How'd you know that, girl?
We spoke about it one time.
My bad.
You were not born in
So I think
Nairobi.
we've just hung around each other too much to play this game. I think we forget. So let's play another game. We're gonna play Never Have I Ever.
Okay.
And then you know how it works, right? Never have I ever. If you have, you say I have. If you've never, you say never.
Okay.
Okay. It's supposed to have shorts, but we're not doing that right now.
Okay.
Never have I ever crashed a party.
I have.
What?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
In Kampala, it's only inevitable that your friend is going to be like, let's first go here.
And then you go.
And then you go.
And you just like,
okay.
have you ever crashed a party and real been made to feel like you're crashing a party?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Never have I ever gone through someone's phone.
I have.
Girl, why?
You need to know what's happening on that damn phone.
Did you find what you were looking for?
No. But it was enough for me to be angry.
Let me tell you, I never go through people's phones.
Don't.
It's just like I feel like I'm breaking my own heart.
Don't. Don't. That was me in the past. I'm grown now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never have I ever dated 2 people in the same friend group.
I've never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit skanky.
It's a little bit messy, but I've never.
Friends, me, I feel like I have a code that I live by.
But you
and
know
friends
what?
are
You
off
can
limits.
never control that. Because someone was telling me a story at church, girl, that married his best friend's ex.
They are trash, both of them. I'm sorry. No, you're not trash.
No,
but
sometimes life
you're
just
a bit
happens.
untrustworthy.
It depends on how it happens. It depends on how.
Okay,
it
it depends on
happens.
like the period of time between. Because you see, my ex of 2011 is no longer my ex. I feel like after 10 years have passed,
Please,
I am free
your
of
ex
you.
of 2011 does not exist.
Your ex of 2011 doesn't exist. You're actually, after a certain period of time, you reset and you erase those people from your
Every
life.
year you are reborn. You start again.
It's a new, that's why
It's
we
a
celebrate New Year.
New me. Exactly.
So yeah, actually, your ex of 10, like, that's what I'm saying. It depends on the period. How long was it?
That church story, it was about 3 years.
I feel like 3 years is still too soon. I would say 5. 5 is when I no longer care about that ex for sure.
Okay.
But like 3?
The guys are the ones who are weird. But they ended up getting married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, judging. Never have I ever dated someone and kept it a secret from my friends because I was embarrassed.
I really want to lie. Pass. Next question, please.
How bad was it?
Next question, please.
Okay, you know what?
Sabrina, I said next question.
We're gonna have to close. Okay, let me just one more. Never have I ever posted something just to make someone jealous.
Next question.
Okay. You know what, Bongi? We're going to stop right here.
Yeah.
It's been such a blast having you. Thank you so much
you
for
so
stopping by.
much.
This was so much fun. And
Absolutely
guys, make sure you go check out Bongi on her social media, on Instagram. Are you on
Bongi
X?
_official on all social media
On
platforms.
all social media
Instagram,
platforms.
Snapchat, everywhere.
Yeah, and remember, we're going to get laced and faced. So make sure you follow them as well. I've been
Do
dressed
that.
by STW. They always keep me looking amazing and they will do the same for you. So make sure you stop by their store or go to their Instagram. They actually do take like online orders. So you can order your stuff online and they can deliver it to you. So make sure you do that. We've also been at Zest. Shout out to Zest for always giving us this very aesthetically pleasing ambience. We appreciate you guys. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I put up a video. Until next time, bye.